So on today's episode of Bougie Boy Eats, we're making, on this glorious game day, we're making a crawfish and shrimp dip. Because I'm a guy who loves to dip. I'm all about a dip chip, so why not? So you see we've got our good old-fashioned crawfish tails. I've got my extra small shrimp. I've got my secret ingredient, the little Buffalo Wild Wings smoky heat or desert heat seasoning. Our onion powder, and a little garlic powder, because why not? We have our minced garlic here. Got a little better than mayonnaise. It's not Duke's, but still gets the job done. A variety of cheeses, because, you know, all dips must be cheesy. Why not? And then we have 16 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese that we're going to let come to room temp so it's easier. And, of course, anything seafood related. The Maryland boy in me will always go Old Bay. Now that we've got all of our ingredients together, we're going to open up our crawfish as well as our shrimp, and we're going to give them a rough chop or a rough mince just to really make sure your bite stays consistency. All of your other ingredients are going to pull together a creamy texture that you're really going to enjoy. It's very decadent. Some would say even a sexy, you know, dance on your palate, you know, why not? Who knows? That's what I like to do. I like to compare food to sex. Why not? It's adult. You do the adult things. I've got all of my herbs and spices put together in my little bowl because, you know, you don't ever need a lot. You just need a little bit because a little will go a long way. And don't forget, most importantly, taste your food. And what we're going to do here, like I said before, is to give that rough chop. You really want to make sure your bite remains consistent. You don't want to mince things too small that you think that things aren't authentic or it tastes processed. You know, you can really smell the bayou right now in here from these crawfish tails, but we'll cook some of that out with the appropriate seasonings and spices that are going. And as you see, I'm wearing some disposable gloves. It keeps me from washing my hands 1,001 times when I'm touching, you know, raw seafood or chicken or steak. Although that's exactly what I would be doing if I did not have any gloves. But whenever you touch something new, eggs or whatever, you change your gloves out and keeps your hands and your skin from getting nice and dried out. You know, I should be taking stock in Jergens at this stage in the game with as much as I wash my hands. And now what we're going to do is do the exact same thing with our shrimp that we've done with our crawfish tails and give them just a rough mince or chop to, again, keep that bite nice and consistent, and save some for our topper, a little garnish action there. The one thing that I wanted to, you know, mention when it comes to dips is people underestimate the power of a good dip chip. Believe it or not, Fritos scoops, Tostitos, those are all wonderful. They can hold up. People, Lay's, not the business. Lay's chips are absolutely amazing, but they are definitely too thin to hold up as a dip chip. Now, one thing that I absolutely love in my family, we actually don't even use chips for our dips. We use, the original wheat thins. Absolutely amazing, flavorful. And now today they've got a barrage of, you know, different types of wheat thins. My favorite one are the original and the sun-dried tomato basil. So I would be curious to hear some things about you guys. If you're liking these videos, what you do like about them, what you don't like about them, what you would like to see new or different, any particular recipes that you'd like to see me tackle. When it comes to, you know, resolutions and things, the one resolution I've been able to keep for New Year's, I started 2.5 years ago with this particular resolution, and I'm just keeping it rolling, is to challenge myself culinarily. You know, to prepare dishes that I love to prepare, perfect them, and then age on to something different. I also wanted to challenge myself in making things that I don't typically or would have never tried to have made before. Like baking, I am nobody's baker, but for some reason, I want to get into baking. So probably one of my videos here soon, I'll start with like cookies and cakes and maybe a pie. So we'll see, but I'll tell you, nobody makes a pie like my Aunt Avis. My Aunt Avis makes the best strawberry pie you have ever had. It will make you want to fight somebody, but not literally, and don't try to fight her because she'll break you down like a fraction, carry the one. I'm just saying. To tell you a little bit about my... So now comes the fun part where we actually get to put everything together and start layering all these flavors together to really make it all gel together. I love this part. Okay, so we've got our bowl, we've got our baking dish, we've got our shrimp there. I threw all the rest of the toppers in there because guess what? I just want more seafoody goodness, so why not? So we are going to take in our large mixing bowl our softened cream cheese. Come on, softened cream cheese. Really just get that in there. Every last little bit that you can. One very important thing to try to remember to do is to clean as you go. I'm still working on that part, you know, to try to clean as you go. And then we're going to add our mayonnaise with a fresh spoon. Really put that glob of goodness in there. Once that's done, then I add our minced garlic. I don't ever measure out my garlic because I love the taste of a good garlic, and I'm single, so I'm not kissing anybody. You know, plus it helps you sleep good at night. So you put a healthy dose of garlic in that goodness, and then we will hit it up with our seasonings. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Make sure we get all that goodness off of your spoons before you go to your bigger spoons. Plastic spatula. Definitely help mold everything together and to keep it moving. Once you've got a nice, solid, creamy consistency here, and things are, you know, pretty well gelled, we're going to add in our seafood, crawfish and our shrimp. Now we're going to blend and blend. Healthy stirs, healthy stirs. Oh, the smells are just so crazy right now. Like, I'm hungry as a hostage already. Hope that's not offensive to anybody, because I say things that are offensive all the time, and I'm trying not to. Still trying my hardest to, you know, watch my tongue when I'm on camera, because I don't want to upset the family. Okay, so once that your dip is gelled how you like it, we're going to add some secret ingredients from the family that you can't be privy to. Check out for the cookbook if you want to know what those are. Now we're going to add everything into our baking dish. Our oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So after we pack this all in, we're going to be able to top her off with our thick layer of cheese, and you'll know it's done when it is golden, creamy, and bubbly on the top with all that goodness. Okay, So we've got all the seafood in there. That's just renderings. Put that over here. We're just gonna smooth it out. You want a nice, even layer dip. I always find background noise when you're cooking to be good. Usually there's some music going on in the background, a little Motown, a little 90s and 80s R&B, because most of R&B today is a little interesting. I don't want to offend anybody, so we'll say that. I do like a lot of today's music, don't get me wrong, but it just frankly doesn't compare, and there's so many people who would share that opinion, but there are so many artists out today that I feel will definitely take their influences from 80s and 90s R&B, just like the 80s and 90s R&B pioneers took their inspirational cues from the 70s and 60s and the 50s and the 40s of R&B, jazz, you know, funk and soul, like all of that. You know, everything all dates back, it all lends to one another. Sorry, my musical rant. Really passionate about the arts, but that's another video segment. So we're packing on this good cheese. And we have a 4-cheese blend with Monterey Jack, cheddar, queso, and another cheese that I can't pronounce, but it sure does taste great. And I'm gonna top this off with a thick sliced sharp cheddar. Okay, and then give that a firm little pat before you put on our layer of cheddar. Everything is better with cheddar. Brought to you by Kraft. Not actually sponsored by anybody, but who knows, one day. You know, Sargento cheese is amazing. Velveeta cheese is amazing for certain things. Only certain things, I'm just saying. Right, and once we have topped off our dip here, and we are packed and ready to go, we can now transfer over to our oven. So I just wanted to take a second while the dip is melting in the oven and getting all perfect and bubbly for us. I wanted to thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't already, click that button down below, like, share, and subscribe so you can get notified when I upload a new video. And I also wanted to take a second to say thank you very much for the feedback that I got from my last video with the crawfish and shrimp etouffee. Clearly this is a learning curve for me, and as I continue to grow and eventually thrive into this world of my culinary journey, I'm happy that you're a part of that journey with me, or you're taking that journey with me. I have invested in a tripod with the new lighting. I have another tripod coming over with another camera, so we're going to, you know, try to fine-tune all the attributes that I can learn myself as a videographer. So thank you for checking out Bougie Boy Eats the Writer. All right, here we go. Golden brown and bubbly of awesomeness. Like, look at that. I'm so in love with this dish already. Let's get that out of there. Put on my trusty mitten. And by mitten, I do mean oven glove. Oh, multitasking. This could be a fail. But it's not. Successes. All right. So here we have it. Shrimp and crawfish dip. Here we have it, everybody. A little seafood dip, ready for the big game day, one of many things to be prepared. Thank you for checking out Bougie Boy Eats the Writer's new channel. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button down below.